Hi, this is Shamkar from Ekascloud. In this video, I will be explaining about the folders in the Linux. So, as you all know, operating system will have to do all the things like process management, device management, memory management, also everything. So, by default, in operating system, there will be many files and folders so that the operating system can run properly. So, for example, I am in my Windows system. If we go to our C drive, there will be a folder called Windows. So if you go into this, there will be many files and folders. So these are the files and folders which are responsible for me to, which is helping me to run this operating system properly. So like this, for Linux, there will be many files and folders which will be responsible so that it can function properly. So it will have all the binary files, libraries. So everything will be there in the Linux system also. So this is for the Windows. So I will opening my WSL now. So this is Windows subsystem for Linux. So now I am at my root account. So I will show all the folders which are responsible for this Linux system to run properly. So I will list all the folders now. I am at my root account and I am at my home directory of the root account. Okay, so I will give ls hyphen ltr. So this will mention all the folders and files which is in this Linux subsystem. Okay, so I will give enter. As you can see, these are the files and folders which are in this Linux system. So other than this test.txt and sss which is created by me, so this is the folder created by me, and this is the file created by me. So other than this, everything belongs to the Linux system so that it can function properly. So these are the folders which are required by the Linux system to function properly. So each folder will have the functionality which we will see now. So these are the folders we are going to see. So I will open my paint. So as you can see, these are the folder name I have mentioned. It will be in Linux thing also. So we are going to see one by one. So the first folder we are going to see is called /sbin. So here you can see there will be sbin. So okay, so sbin is nothing but system binaries. So this folder will have all the system binaries. So it will have all in Linux we have something called root account and user account, right? So this folder will have all the administrative commands or the system binary files that you can use to manage the system, and mainly root account. So this sbin folder will have all the system binaries which are required to manage this root account. So like we want to add a user, uh, you have to use using the root account, right? So these are the this folder will have all the libraries, so binary files for this to happen. So the next folder is called /lib. So this will have all the libraries used by Linux kernel. As you all know, in Linux we have something called kernel in the structure of Linux, and it will have all the libraries used by Linux kernel, and it will have all the system core functionality. It will have all the files related to system core functionality, and for booting the process. So for starting the system, it will have all the files. So this is about lib folder. So then we have something called boot. So this will hold all the files. So boot file folder will have all the files to start or restart the system. So we have to start, and we can restart the system also, Linux system or Windows system, everything. So this boot folder is responsible, and it will hold all the files to start or restart the Linux system. Okay, then we have something called /bin folder. So /sbin will have all the system libraries for the administrative account. So for admin, it will have all the administrative command for the root account, whereas in bin folder we have all the user binaries and all the basic operating system operation done by users, like making directory, ls, copying files from one folder to another folder. So these are the basic things, right? So this folder will have all the binary files related to the user account, like creating a folder, copying a folder, listing the files in the folder, or all those things. All those binary files will be under this /bin folder. Then we have something called USR. So this USR is nothing but this is the parent folder for the SBIN, the first one we saw and the previous one we saw, and the bin. Now I will show in my Linux system. So this is the Linux system. Here you can see the bin is in different color because it is a shortcut for this thing. In USR, the bin, and inside that only bin folder is there, and for SBin also it is inside the USR SBin. So this is the shortcut created by Linux in the folder structure itself. Here you can see the detailed thing. Inside the USR only the bin folder is there, and inside this USR only the SBin folder is also there. Okay, so this will be the parent folder for the SBin and the bin. Okay, so as I said before, SBin will have all the administrative commands, and the bin will have all the non-administrative commands. Okay, user commands. Okay, then we have something called SRV folder. So this SRV folder will store the configuration file and information related to the web server. So we can host web server, right? In Linux system we can host web server, and it will have all the information related to web server, and also data related to the version control repository. So if you are using Git or GitHub for version controlling, it will have all the details related to this web server and web page and Git, and it will all be under this SRV folder. Okay, then we have something called OPT. This is very important folder because in our Linux system we have to install many third-party dependencies. Sorry, like if you want to create a backend thing, we have to install Node.js or Java, or for database we have to install MySQL, right? So this OPT folder is very important folder in Linux user. So this will help us to install third-party dependencies in our Linux system, and we can operate those third-party softwares. So this OPT will have all the third-party dependency installed in this Linux system. Okay. So then we have MNT. MNT means mount. So this will help us to manage our file system, and it will help us to do memory management. So operating system will do memory management, device management, process management. Everything will be done by operating system, right? So in Linux, this folder will take care of the memory management, and if you want to mount new volumes, if you want to mount a new storage means, so this folder will act here for this Linux operating system. So then we have var. So this is the folder where we usually host website, like slash var slash www slash html, and inside that we will host all the html, css, javascript code, and it is also used to store log files also. So slash var is used to store log files, and it is also used to host our web server in the in this Linux operating system. So this is about the var file. So then we have something called home. So this home folder will have all the user accounts. So let's say I'm going to my WSL. In my root account, I will create one user called add user. I'll create something called user1. Okay, now I have created user. I will give password. Now I clear my screen. So now I created a user called user1. Okay, now if I list the folders, as you can see all the folders I have showed. So I will go inside this home folder now. I will go change directory cd, and I will give home. Now I am inside this home folder. Now I will list all the files now. Here you can see this is the user now I have created. These are the users which is there before itself. So this home folder will have all the user account which I have created now. Okay, so this is about the home folder. So this home folder will act as a home directory for the user account we are creating. As I said before, for the root account, this slash, just a slash, is a home directory. But for the all the users, here you can see these are the user account I have created. This home is the home directory. So that is about the home folder. So then we have something called etc. So etc is nothing but it will have all the system configurations. Like I said before, in C drive, if we go to our program files, here we can see all the things, files and folders which we have installed. So it is like a C drive in our uh, Windows operating system. So etc will have all the system configurations. So then finally we have something called /dev. So this dev is used for device management in our Linux operating system. So in Windows we can see if I go to device manager, here you can see all the hardware I am using. So these are the hardware I am using, right? So this device manager is managing all the device, all the hardwares here, camera, battery, Bluetooth, everything is managed by this device manager in my Windows operating system. Like this, for Linux operating system, we have something in this folder. So this folder will have all the hardware drives. So hardware driver. So for example, if you are adding a printer to our operating system, you have to install a driver, right? So these are the things which will be take care of in this /dev folder, and it will have all the device management. It will have all the drivers. If you are using fax or printer, it will have all the drivers inside this folder only. So these are the most important folder which help us to use this Linux system, and these are the important folders which is making the Linux system run properly. So these are the main folders in the Linux system. So thank you.